All right. Let's set your posture as we always do. Grab a hold of the back of those hamstrings and pull and get that body nice and tall. Relax your neck. Move your head around a little bit. Just get all the snaps and crackles and pops out of that neck. As you pull onto those hamstrings, lift it up as tall as you can. Expand your shoulder blades. Lengthen the back of your neck. Press your shoulder blades on that wall. Press your mid-back on that wall. Feel the activation. Now activate that pelvic floor and get as light as you can on that mat. Really activating that pelvic floor. And stretch those arms out in front of you. All right, let's work. Since we're going to be doing some weight work today, let's warm up those arms. So lift, but slide your shoulders down your back and lower to the mat. And lift, keep your shoulders away from your ears and lower. Make sure those ribs stay closed. And instead of thinking about moving your fingers up and down, think about moving those shoulder blades. Slide those shoulder blades down your back and back to neutral. One more time. Lift them up and come back to center. Now turn your palms to face each other and open your arms, but not your ribs. And close. And open and close. Now again, instead of thinking of moving your arms, think of the motion coming from your shoulder blades. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Expand your shoulder blades. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Expand, but don't lose that core. Keep those ribs closed. Squeeze and close one more time. Stay out. Bend those elbows. Now let's do some rotation. So rotate down and rotate back. Only as far as your shoulders will allow. And if your shoulders don't like this, then keep them flat. That'll work. Just a little bit of rotation. Again, instead of thinking of moving your hands, think of rotating from your actual deltoid, from your shoulders, from your rolling around on that joint, and come back to flat, as if you have your hands on a table. Now let's squeeze those elbows together behind you and stretch them out in front. And squeeze them together and stretch them out. Make sure you're still keeping that core activated. Your ribs are still closed. You're still pulling up as tall as you can. And you're staying as light as you can on those sit bones. Activating that pelvic floor. One more time. Squeeze and close. And from here, let's hinge it back. Keeping a flat back and bring it up. And hinge it back and bring it up. Hinge it back and bring it up. One more time. Hinge it back and bring it up. Now grab your weights. Take your arms out in front of you. Now hinge it back, and as you come up, bicep curl. As you hinge back, extend those arms. As you come up, bicep curl. Keep your elbows parallel, as if your triceps are on a table. And hinge it back, extend, and bicep curl, and hinge it back. Now keep your arms out and come on up. Now we reverse it. Hinge it back with your bicep curl. Oh, hello core, and bring it up. Hinge it back with your bicep curl. Try to keep those feet onto that mat, and those triceps are staying on that table. Hinge it back and bring it up. Take them down, and let's articulate it down all the way down. All right, weights are on your mat. Let's put your hands on top of your weights. We're going to roll those weights as we do some chest lifts. Take a big full breath of air in. Ribs come down and under your shoulder blades. Nod your chin and roll those weights away from you. And roll them back as you press your shoulders back down to your mat. Do it again. Nod your chin and roll those weights away from you and bring it back. Again, roll those weights and back. Now work, and one more time. Make sure that you're not doing a pelvic tilt. I don't want to suck in a tuck. Now, grab those weights in your hands and hover those weights. Here we go again. Nod your chin and lift. Now, can you come up a little bit higher now that you've got those weights in your hands? And roll it back so you're not rolling on the mat. And reach and roll it down. Again, trying not to let a pelvic curl come into this picture. Keep pressing your sit bones into your mat. Lift it up and roll it down. One more time. Lift it up and roll it down. Weights come down. Open your arms out to 8 and 4 and sway your knees from side to side. Just a little bit of oblique stretch. Keeping those ribs closed. Getting a little movement in your hips, a little movement in your obliques. Now bring your heels in a little bit closer, and now, if your weights are in the way, move them out of the way. Drop your knees to the right and let them just relax down on the floor. Looking slightly over that left shoulder, close those ribs. Now go deep, deep, deep into that belly as you pull those knees back to center with your belly, not with your leg muscles, and drop those legs to the left. Let them relax, looking slightly over your right shoulder. Close your ribs. And from that deep core, pull those knees back to center. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling, flex your feet. Let's do some good morning roll-ups. Take a full breath of air in. Ribs come down and under, nod your chin and push those heels out away from you. And take a nice long stretch. Your ears are between your elbows, so you're reaching with your fingertips in one direction and you're pulling back with your belly button in another direction. Now, as you start to roll down, your sit bones move towards your heel. Now, dig your heels into your mat and drag those heels back up again. Hands come to reaching for the ceiling. Take a full breath. Ribs come down and under as you nod your chin. Push those heels out away from you as you take that nice long stretch. Fingertips going one direction, belly button going another. Start from your sit bones as you roll down and dig those heels into that mat as you roll it back up. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath and blow it out as you push those heels away from you and take that nice long stretch. Feel that scoop. Now from here, in that scoop, circle your arms around behind you and reach. If you can interlock your hands, great, do so, and just open, get that clavicle to open up. You're still in a nice good scoop. It's still as if your ears were between your elbows, if your arms were in front of you. And release your arms, bring them back, and leave your legs long as you articulate down. All right, grab your weights. All right, your weights are gonna help you on your roll-ups with your straight legs. So stretch those arms up to the ceiling. You still have a flex on your feet. Slide your shoulders down your back. Now keeping those ribs closed, take those arms back to about 45 degrees. Take a full breath of air in. Nod your chin and come on up. Those weights will help you. And now you feel those weights across your shoulders and back in your scoop. And articulate it down. Here we go again. Take those hands back. Take a full breath. Blow it out and let those weights help you come up. You're not using momentum, but the extra weight helps pull you up. Let's get a little bit of a flow going. Take a breath. Nod your chin. Blow it out as you stretch it out nice and long. Scooping your belly. Roll it down. Let's do one more. Take a breath. Blow it out and come on up and take that nice long scoop and articulate your spine up nice and tall. Good. Bend your knees. Heels are not too close to your glutes. You're up nice and tall. All right, now I want you to stay with a hinge. I don't want a roundness, I want a hinge. So let's stretch those arms straight out in front of you and hinge back and a bicep curl. 6 and 5. Now pretend like those weights weigh 15 pounds apiece. Resistance. And 3 and 2. And hold them at your elbows. Now open those arms out to the side. Here we go. And 6 and 5. You're hinged back. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring those arms in front and come on up. All right, now let's do a little bit of shoulder work. So bend your elbows. Your elbows are right next to your waistline. You're at a 90-degree angle at your elbows. Hinge back, and lift and lower. You don't let your elbows come higher than your shoulders. It's like you're opening a cabinet door. And 4, and 5, and 6. Now from here, your arms are resting on that table. Stretch them out and squeeze them back and stretch them out. This is the same movement that we did in our warm up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Don't let your belly pooch. Keep activating that pelvic floor. Stretch, squeeze it together. One more time. Stretch it out. Squeeze it together. Arms in front. Come on up. Take a break. Now, let's extend those legs long. Put a flex on your feet and squeeze your big toe joints together. We're still going to stay in a hinge. I don't want it rounded yet. I still want you to stay in a hinge. Actually, put your weights down and let's do this without any weights first. So arms are out in front. So think bow and arrow, but no rotation yet. So you're going to reach your right arm forward as you pull your left arm back, but you're not doing a rotation yet. This is still coming, keeping those shoulders square, and bring back to center and reverse it. Bring it back and bring it back to center and pull it back and back to center and pull it back and back to center. Now, grab your weights. Let's do it first in an upright position, and bow and arrow and center. Bow and arrow, close your ribs and center, and bow and arrow and center, and bow and arrow and center. Take a break. Now we're going to do that again, but from a hinge position. So stretch your arms out and hinge it back. Now you're still keeping those shoulders square. Bow and arrow, center. Pull it back, keeping your shoulders and your hips both square to the front. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Pull it back one more time. Bow and arrow, and come on back up. Take a break. Now we're going to add some rotation. Let's do it one time. Let's do it first without a lean. So you're upright. So arms are here. Now rotate to the left as you pull it back. Now both arms are reaching in opposite directions. So my right arm is reaching just as far as my left elbow, and back to center and rotate. Your head follows the direction of your bending arm. Bring it back and center and pull it back and center and take a break. Now let's do that again with your hinge. Arms are out. Hinge it back. Now you're going to get some rotation. And rotate and center and rotate and center. Now don't let that belly pooch. Activate that pelvic floor and rotate from the lowest portion of your rib cage. This is number 3. Keep breathing one more time and rotate, center, and roll it down. Take a break. Open those arms with your palms to the ceiling and just let your chest relax. Move your fingers, move your wrists. All right, let's work some leg circles. So you're gonna work weights in just a minute, but let's get those hips moving. So hands are down by your side, soften your knees. Let's bring your left knee into a nice relaxed tuck. Now when you bring that left knee in, make sure that you haven't lifted that left hip. Keep working to keep both of those hips nice and square. As a matter of fact, put your left foot down. Let's take your thumbs and put your thumbs on your hip bones and let your fingertips wrap around your gluteus medius and maximus. I just want you to have that tactile feedback to see whether when you pull that knee in, if that left thumb moves. So bring your leg to tabletop, make sure those hip bones are staying still. Now pull that knee in and keep those thumbs pointing towards each other. Now, from here, draw circles on the ceiling. It's okay if there's some side to side movement, but I don't want any up and down movement. I still want you to work to try to keep. So what you're really doing is you're thinking of pressing that left hip down towards your heels and reverse your circles. Now this is range of motion. We're just trying to get as much movement through that hip as we can until we do it with a longer fulcrum. and finish. Good, put that leg down. All right, now I'm working my left leg, so I'm gonna get my weight, my one weight in my right hand. And my leg and my arm are going to make simultaneous circles. So left leg comes to tabletop and then extend it. Now, if you can extend your right leg long without it affecting your posture, do so. Otherwise, it's perfectly okay to keep it bent and keep those hips square. I want my arm and my leg to go in the same direction. So my leg is going to cross my center line as my arm opens out to the side and circle it around. So it's as if they're connected. They're making that circle simultaneously. The reason why I want you to think about simultaneous is I want you to try to concentrate on keeping both shoulders and both hips squarely on that mat. So there is no movement in your right side other than your right shoulder. One more time and around. And stop it. Now we go the other direction. They go together. Arms and legs circle together as if they're attached. Now don't forget about your clock. Remember your belly button is noon, your hip bones are 9 and 3. Try to contract your belly around that clock. One more time like that. And take a break. Now we're going to do this same leg again, but now I want you to put your weight in the same hand as your leg. This is going to make you want to rock and roll through your hips and your shoulders. I want you to use your core strength to keep that from happening. Extend your left leg straight up. Extend your right leg straight up. Once again, now your arm and your leg go together. Cross your center line and draw circles. Now that right leg wants to get involved. Don't let it. You got to go into your core to keep everything really, really powerful. Very stable. One more time in this direction. No rocking and rolling. And finish and reverse. So if you need to shorten your circles, if you need to make that range of motion a little bit less, that's perfectly okay. Because I'm looking for stability in that core. One more time and finish. Good. Bend your knees and put your weight down. All right, let's do the other side. So first of all, before you do anything, once again, put your thumbs on your hip bones. Make sure that those thumbs are parallel. Bring your right leg to tabletop. Now drop your right knee into your chest and make sure that that right hip, that right thumb hasn't come up. Keep pressing it down. Now let's draw circles with that knee. Really making as big a circle as you can do. Keeping your ribs close. Again, it's okay if there's east to west movements. I just don't want any north and south movement. Keeping those thumbs pointing towards each other. And reverse it. Now think range of motion. You're trying to get as much movement in that right ball and socket joint as you can. And finish it. Good. All right, now grab your one weight. You're circling your right leg, so grab your weight in your left hand. Extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Extend your left arm. If you can straighten your left leg, great. If that does not work for you, then keep it bent. Pressing your shoulders into your mat, press your hip bones into the mat, cross your center line with your leg and open your arm to the side. So they are working simultaneously. They are connected. Again, think about that clock. You got to go deep into your belly to hold that stability. Pressing equally on both cheeks and equally on both shoulders. One more in that direction. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Stop it and reverse it around the other direction. Keep breathing. Really concentrating on the stability of that core. And finish. Good. Bend your knee. All right, now let's change weights in your other hand. So it's going to be same hand as leg. Once again, tabletop to extension. And stretch that arm up, pressing your sit bones into that mat, pressing your shoulder blades into that mat. Cross your center line as you draw circles. Trying really hard to not let anything happen in that left side. Your left side is very stagnant, very stable. And finish those circles and reverse those circles around the other direction. Come on, think about that clock. Really firing deep in that belly. No rocking and rolling on your hips. Equal pressure on both cheeks. One more. Around and finish. Bring everything down. Stretch those legs out nice and long and let that hip flexor take a stretch. All right, we're going to go into our series of 4. So grab both of your weights. I mean, not your series of 4, your series of 5, because we're going to do all 5. We're going to start with single leg stretch. As we work your single leg stretch, you're going to do a bicep curl with every movement. So start with your arms down on your mat, your palms facing the ceiling. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and reach your arms towards the end of your mat. Left leg comes in, right leg goes to table to 45 degrees. Nice and slow. As you change, do a bicep curl. As you change, extend and in and extend. Now use your belly to pull that knee into you and extend, reach it, 2 more. Lifting up that head, neck, and shoulders as high as you can to try to take tension out of that neck and release everything down. Now our double leg stretch. I don't want your arms to go past, I would call it second position, or past out to the side. We are not taking our arms overhead. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders, pull your knees in. Now circle your arms around your shins. Your legs extend to 45 degrees, your arms open out. And roll that tailbone up and extend it out. And roll it up and extend it out. Now use that low belly to roll that tailbone up. Come on, can you get your shoulder blades up just an inch more? And out, one more time. And roll it up and out and take it down. All right, now with your single straight leg stretch or your scissors, we're going to hold both weights and stretch your legs up, both legs up to 90 degrees. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Bring your right leg towards your nose. Let your left leg go out to 45 degrees. And arms come together around the back of your leg. And when you scissor and you change, they open out. Here we go. And lift and stretch. Come on, use your belly. Try to get that knee as close to that nose as you can, but not your nose to your knee. It's your knee to your nose. And pull it in with that low belly. And one more time, pull it in and open. Leave your arms there. Change your legs. So now your left leg comes to your nose as you close your arms and open and close and open. Come on, pull that left knee towards your chest with your core. One more and open and close and take a break. All right, double straight leg stretch. Let's take those hands back behind your head with your weights. Let your weights relax in your hands. Legs can go anywhere from tabletop to straight up. You decide. Lower, 2, 3, pull them up. Lower, 2, 3, pull them up. Use your glutes to take those legs down. Use your belly to pull it up. Down, 2, 3, 2 more. Come on, get that head, neck, and shoulders up. One more. Down, 2, 3, up. Take a break. All right, for crisscross, I want your arms to be stacked in I Dream of Jeannie with your weights. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. One knee in, one leg out. The leg that's in is the direction you go over with your rotation. And change. And 2. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. Remember, your rotation is coming from your thoracic area. And rotate. And change. And rotate. And one more. And rotate. And rotate. And take a break. Weights down, arms out to 8 and 4. Once again, drop your knees to the right. Take a breath, close your ribs, feel that nice stretch. Now from here, I've got my knees to the right, so my left leg is on top. I'm going to extend my left leg out from my knees. So my knees are together, but my left leg is extended with a flex on that foot. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Close your ribs. And 4 and 5 and 6. Bring it back down, bend your knee, use your belly and pull everything back to the center. And over to the left side. Take a second and just enjoy that relaxed stretch. You're looking slightly over your right shoulder, your ribs are closed. Now, extend your right leg straight out from your knee with a flex on that foot. Keep those ribs closed. Keeping that leg straight, just lift it and lower it. And lift it and lower it. And 3 and 4 and 5, bring it down, bend those knees, bend that knee, go into your belly and pull everything back to center. Hands come down by your side. Let's do some bridges. You put your heels where you think where you like your heels. The farther away your heels are from your glutes, the more you're going to use those quads. Here we go. If your back will allow you to, let's articulate. Press your shoulder blades into the mat and articulate up to that really nice high bridge. Pubic bone is higher than your hip bones. Hip bones are higher than your ribs. Now push those shins away from your belly, feeling that strength in your back body and stretch in your front body, and articulate it down. Lengthening that back, going through that back into your tailbone, back to a neutral spine. Take a breath. And here we go again. Articulate it up and getting as high as your back and knees will allow it. Pressing that pubic bone higher than your hip bones. Push those shins away from your center. Feeling the length in those hip flexors. And drop your sternum and your ribs come under your shoulder blades as you lengthen that back out all the way down. Good. Open your arms back out to 8 and 4 and bring your legs to tabletop, squeezing your knees together. Keeping your shoulders down, take your legs over to the left. Push that right knee to stay parallel. And can you hold it there for just a second? Now lower those legs, lower those knees just 1 more inch and go from your belly, pull it back to the center. And take those knees over to the right, pushing through your left obliques to push that left leg to stay parallel. Hold it there. Now can you lower it just another inch? Go into your belly and pull it back. Let's do it 1 more time like that on each side. Take it over to the left. Working to keep those legs parallel. Close your ribs and pull it back. And over to the right. Push that left knee to move up parallel with those knees, keeping those knees square, and bring it back and relax it down. All right, now grab 1 weight. And I want you to bring your legs to tabletop and squeeze that weight between your knees. Make sure it doesn't drop into your crotch. It will hurt. Squeeze those knees together and take your legs to the left. Pressing that right shoulder down. And holding it there, can you lower those legs 1 more inch and pull it back to center. And take your legs over to the right. Pressing that left shoulder down. Hold it there, close your ribs. Lower those knees 1 more inch and pull it back. Let's do it 1 more time on each side and take it left. Pressing those shoulder blades into your mat, closing your ribs 1 more inch, pull it back. And last time, take it to the right. Pressing your left shoulder down, closing your ribs 1 more inch and pull it back to center. Grab your weight first and then put your feet down. All right, we're gonna do it one more time, but this time we're gonna do it with straight legs. I want you to try to hold that weight. I'm gonna hold it between my feet. The way I put it is I'm gonna use the end of my weight between my arches. That's gonna help me hold that weight. If you have to do a little bit of a sickle with your feet to hold that weight, that's okay. Legs come to 90. Press your shoulders into the mat, close your ribs. Here we go. Take those legs to the left and hold it there. Can you lower them one more inch? And use your belly and pull it all back. And take your legs to the right. Pressing your left shoulder down, keeping your ribs close, hold it. One more inch and pull it up. One more time each side. Take those legs to the left. Press your right shoulder down, keep your ribs close, hold it. One more inch and pull it up. And take it to the right. Pressing that left shoulder down, squeeze those ribs, hold it. One more inch and pull it up. Pressing your shoulders into the mat, keep squeezing that weight. Draw a clockwise circle around and stop. Counterclockwise, around and stop. First direction. Pressing those shoulders down and other direction, around, and one more time in each direction, around, and stop, and around, and stop. Bend your knees, grab that weight, and bring everything down. All right, have your weights close by. We're not going to use them yet, but have them close by. I'm going to do some rollovers to stretch that back. So bend your knees and stretch it back for your rollover position. Open up your shoulders, take your weight off of your head, and carefully flexing your feet, open your legs hip distance apart. Push through your heels as you lengthen your back, articulating that spine down, working to keep your shoulders on that mat. Hips hit your mat, circle those legs around. Squeeze your heels together, point your toes, lengthen those legs. Take a breath. And as you blow it out, come up and over. Now flex your feet, open those legs hip distance apart. Keep your weight on your shoulders, not on the back of your head. Pressing down on your shoulders, pressing through your heels, articulate that spine down. Hips come to the center. Now grab your weights. Your palms are going to face the ceiling and open your arms out towards 8 and 4. Circle those legs around, point your toes, and your legs are out to 45 degrees. Here we go. Take a full breath and come up and over. Now keep those legs squeezing together and circle your arms, keeping them on the mat. Circle your arms around overhead. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, get your weight off of your head. Now from here, you've got your weight in your hands. You're going to roll all the way down up into a teaser. So as you roll down, lift your weights up and come on up to your teaser. Those weights should help you. Now we're going right back to that rollover position. Your weights should help you. Take them over, hands overhead. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Get your weight off of the back of your head and roll to your teaser. Weights come with you. And take it back. And one more time. Weights come with you as you roll to your teaser. Boy, those are some easy teasers. And lower your arms and lift your arms. And lower. And lift, and lower, and lift. One more, lower, and lift, and carefully lower those legs, and come on up. Those are easy teasers. When you've got that extra weight, it really does help. Good. All right, let's do a little bit of spine stretch. So open those legs about mat width apart, and let's just use one weight. Put your weight down in front of you, and you're going to have your hands on that weight so that you can roll that weight away from you. You have a flex on your feet, but your quads are relaxed. Up nice and tall, close your ribs. Now, pump your rump, squeeze your buns. As you do that, you should lift. Feel that lift coming all the way up through that pelvic floor as you scoop your belly and roll that weight out. Head goes between your ears. The top of your head is pointing towards the mat. You are trying to get your bottom, the top of your head to touch that mat. That's not going to happen, but that's what you're trying to do. Now start from your pelvic floor and roll that weight back up and come on back up again. Pump your rump and scoop as you roll that weight out. Top of your head goes down towards the mat. You're in a deep, deep scoop. You still have a flex on your feet, so you got a little bit of hamstring activation. And start from your pelvic floor, and your pelvic floor rolls you back up. Let's do it one more time like that. Pump your rump and take it out. Roll that weight out, scooping your belly, topping your head down, slide your shoulders down your back. And from your pelvic floor, that's what pulls you up. Now let's do it without rolling. Still, you're only using one weight. Here we go. Pump your rump and scoop. As you stretch, let that weight give you a really nice stretch through that back. And from your pelvic floor, articulate your spine back up again. Take a breath. Do it again. Squeeze your buns and scoop as you stretch, stretch, stretch. Ears between your elbows. And roll it back up, making sure you're starting from your pelvic floor. One more time. Squeeze your buns in and up. As you take that stretch nice and long, come on, feel that great stretch in your back and articulate it up and bring it down. Good. All right, let's roll to our bellies and have your weights close by. We don't need them yet, but have them close by. Let's come to your forearms. Right, your legs are hip distance apart. All right, in your forearm position, it's really easy to just sink down in those shoulders and let those ribs sink into your mat. But you know, you can just feel it. This is such a bad posture. This is not a good way to be in that back. So let's fix that. Expand those shoulder blades and pull those shoulder blades away from your ears. Make sure you haven't cricked your neck. The top of your head is reaching nice and long. Your elbows are slightly open. You're sort of making the letter A. All right, now from here, really concentrate on pressing your pubic bone down into your mat as you pull your hip bones, as you think about pulling your hip bones up. They probably won't come off the mat, but that's the idea. I don't want all of your body weight stuck between your hip bones. So you're pressing your pubic bone down, but pulling that low belly up off of your mat. Now lengthen those legs really long, stretch those legs and bend your right knee and flex your right foot. Bend it, flex it, point it, and take it down. Left foot, flex it, point it as you do a heel kick towards your butt. And flex it, point it, you're changing legs, and flex it, point it. All right, you've got the idea of what I want your legs to be doing. Now let's concentrate on your upper body. So expand your shoulder blades, press your pubic bone down and pull your hip bones up, flex and point, and flex and point and lengthen and flex and point and lengthen one more time and flex and point and lengthen and flex and point and lengthen. Good. All right, now grab your weights and put your hands on the top of your weights because we're going to roll those weights out and roll them in. So again, expand your shoulder blades, close your ribs, pull that low belly up off of that mat. Now pressing your not quite your palms, probably more of your fingers. Press your fingers into your weights and can you hover your elbows? Come on, pull your shoulders away from your ears and relax your elbows down. Watch your neck. There's no crick in your neck. I want your neck nice and long. Press into your weights and hover your elbows. Pull that belly button up. Don't sink into your low back. And elbows down. Once again, expand your shoulder blades, close your rib, press into your elbows. Now from here, roll those weights out. Your ears go between your elbows. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Now roll those weights back and keep your elbows hovering. And roll those weights out and roll them back. Keep those legs lengthening. Keep stretching those toes along and roll those weights out and roll them back and elbows come down. All right, now let's put your forehead on your mat and bring your arms and your weights back to about your shoulders. Again, you still have your palms on your weights. We're going to roll them out again. This time I want you to hover your nose. Pull your belly button up as if you're trying to get your belly button off of that mat. Now roll those weights out. Hover your arms. Put your arms back down. Roll your weights in, and then your head comes back down. Hover your face. Roll your weights out. Lift your arms. Arms come down. Roll your weights in. Then your head comes down. One more time. Hover. Roll your weights out. Hover your arms. Arms come down. Roll your weights back in. Now, take your arms long beside you so your palms are facing up. Your weights are now beside your quads, on the outsides of your quads. Palms are facing up. Hover your face. And stretch your legs so long that you are hovering your legs. Pull your belly up. Now, reach those arms and hover your arms as you reach for your heels. Don't go into your low back. Keep pulling your belly up. Now from here, lift and lower your arms. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3 and 4 and 5. Everything comes down. Take a break. You're really watching your neck. I don't want a crick in your neck. Here we go again. Hover your nose. Lengthen those legs. Come on, stretch so you are hovering your legs. Pull your belly button up. And as you lift up your heart, hover your arms. Reaching for your heels. Once again, lift and lower your arms, keeping your elbows straight. Up and down. 2. You guys, this is all about posture. 3 and 4 and 5. And bring it all down. Good. Bend your elbows. And let's come up to all fours. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to work with one weight. I'll work my front arm. I'm going to work with one weight. So put your weight next to your pinky finger. Expand your shoulder blades. You are in a neutral spine. Top of your head is reaching long. You haven't cricked your neck. Pull your kittens up. Let's do this first without a weight. I just want you to bend your left elbow and extend your arm out. And bring it back down and extend it out and bring it back down. Keep that action going, making sure that you're keeping your shoulders both square to the mat and you're not shifting your weight in your hips. Now we're going to do that same action with your weight. So hold on to your weight, comes to your shoulder, extend, shoulder, and down. Shoulder, extend. Feeling those obliques really kick in when you take that arm out. 2 more. Shoulder, extend, keeping those shoulders square to your mat. Shoulder, extend, shoulder, and down. Take a second and get off of your wrist before we do the other side. All right, we'll do the other side first without weight. So you've got the action with your arm and then with your weight. So put your weight next to your pinky. Set your core, set your posture, expand your shoulder blades, top of your head reaches long, pull your kittens up. Other arm, shoulder, extend, shoulder, down. So concentrate on no movement with your shoulders or your hips. 1 more. Now let's grab that weight and shoulder, extend, shoulder, and down. Shoulder, As soon as you extend that arm, you should really feel those obliques kick in. 2 more. Shoulder, extend, shoulder, down, shoulder, extend, shoulder, down, and get off your wrist. If you can, sit back into your child's pose. Just to take that enjoyable stretch. Let your head relax. All right, we got one more on all fours. So let's come back to your all fours. All right, we're gonna do your bird dog. Expand your shoulder blades. Extend your left leg straight back. Now make sure that that left hip stays square with your mat. Try not to let that left hip come up. But when you do that, it's easy to sink into your back. So pull those kittens up. Now lengthen it so you've got some energy in that left leg. Really stretch that left leg back and stretch your right arm out in front of you. Now open your arm to the side and bring it back in front and open it to the side. One more time, don't sink in your back. Keep pulling that belly up and to the side and bring everything down. All right, we're gonna do exactly that same side. And if you choose to take this challenge, we'll do it with your weight. If your shoulders don't like it, repeat it without your weight. That's okay, all right? Expand your shoulder blades. Make sure those hips are square. Extend that left leg straight back. Grab one weight in your right hand and stretch it out in front. Don't go into your back. And open it to the side and bring it in front. And open it to the side and in front. One more time. Open it in front and bring everything down. Take a second and get off your wrist. And let's do the other side. All right. Now extend that right leg straight back. Mine won't go. I can't get mine any higher than this, but you try to get yours parallel with your hip. Keeping your hips nice and square. Pull your kittens up. Extend that left arm. And open it and in front. And open it and in front. Pull your kittens up. Activate that belly and bring it all back down. All right, now let's do it again with your weight if you choose to. And extend that right leg. Get those hips nice and square, fire in that core. Extend that left arm out in front. And open and close and open and close. One more. Open and close and bring it all down. Good. One more time. Let's sit back into your child's pose and feel that nice stretch. And come to all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Hover your knees. And from your belly button, pull up to your bike and press those heels down. Feeling that nice long, long stretch. And soften your knees. Come back to your seated position. And one more time, relax your feet and sit back into your child's pose. And from here, circle your arms around and grab a hold of your heels and pull those heels towards you as you let those shoulders stretch and let that back stretch. And release that stretch and roll it up. Take a big full breath. Oh, and blow it out. Oh, you guys, thanks for working out with me this morning. Got a good pump and some core work. I will see you on Tuesday if I don't see you before. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Marnie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marnie.
Thanks, Marnie.
Thank you, Marnie.